And now for something completely different.
Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, or Happy Palangines Day, Galentine's Day, whichever you like to celebrate. But, hello. I decided to have a little fun today. We dressed up a little bit as best as we could, just kind of like Singles Day, yeah. Whatever you celebrate. But yes, hello, Bull. Hello, Mira. Hello, dear brother of mine. And hi, Liera. Hello, Bun Bun. Hello, everybody. But yeah, we're just having a little fun today. Even though I have to make like a paper doll and put this outfit on, but it's the best I can do. I can't afford to have people have people rig me a new outfit like for every holiday. I wish I could. I just had to put on something cute today. You know. Thank you, Lindy. Hello. So we had to put on a cute maid outfit. You know, as you do. As you do. You know, I can try. Do I have any chocolates for chat? Uh, yes, maybe. I mean, there's one on my bow here. I can pretend, like, try my best to show you the whole outfit. It is quite cute. It is quite cute. But of course, you know, it makes me kind of have to stand still very because it's not rigged. But I thought it was cute. You know, I'm afraid like I'll move too far and then like I'll expose everything. So we just have to pretend we're a paper doll and look cute today. And thank you so much, Bun Bun, for your resub. I appreciate it. But how are you all? I hope you are having a good day. I in particular was I was very busy today. I was very productive. I just like made today like the day to do a bunch of
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I just made today like a day to just be extremely productive. So that was my day. But yeah, we gotta, you know, it's Valentine's Day. What should we do on Valentine's Day? We need to date some pretty boys, right? Right? We gotta date some pretty boys. So that's what our plan is today. We're gonna date some pretty boys. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna get into that pretty quickly. I don't really have any other plans. I don't have any like extreme monologues or anything. Can we put the pretty boys in maid outfits? Absolutely, absolutely. Anything for you, Lindy. Anything for you. Alright, we're just gonna sit right here. But yeah, we'll put the pretty boys in maid outfits. Anyways, but yes, I do. Did I say that we were playing Amnesia right now? Did I say we were playing Amnesia? Of course, there's no sound because, you know. I have to recapture the sound because it decided to, like, not go through. But yes. We're gonna play. Okay, so this game's only like an hour long, so it's not gonna be the whole stream. But Collateral is like, hey, we gotta play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm like, you're right. We gotta play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. But yeah, the game's only like an hour long at most. I mean, maybe at least. It's not that long, but yeah, we are gonna play Amnesia as well. But I thought it would be pretty funny. So you know what? I think Valentine's Day is the perfect day to play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. So that's the plan. And then yeah, we're gonna play Amnesia after. So yeah. sound's working, so perfect. All right. Okay, do we want to throw a name in, or should I just throw Keelie? Instead of chocolates, do you give Colonel Sanders fried chicken you made yourself? No. We're just gonna put Keelie. Well, I could put Bull. Bull wants to be in the immersion. Honey mustard. Slather yourself all over him. This game is fucking ridiculous. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack that clock and up and at him. Or throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. I'd say smack up and at him. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. Take this seriously. I better make sure to arrive prepared for the day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. I too have a flying chicken poster framed nicely on my bedroom wall. I like the BTS looking members up here too. We got the priorities, You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head to class. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Keelie. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What the? It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam, raised by MasterChef parents, she always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But the University of Cooking Academy of Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Let's be the good friend and pep talk her. Remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had her tarot cards read? Turns out it's not the lack of love, she just forgot to add salt, yeah. The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looks spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy looking... Whoa. Remember that card with the fancy, that the tower card never means anything good. With the fancy looking tower, another card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit. Oh man. I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. It's no time we'll be graduating, and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! That's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, and you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Keelie's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. You can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add the extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight, you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Van, you rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. She looks like a gym lady, she does. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. Van looks like a JoJo character. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs can learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off. So you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Later, losers! As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Excuse you, sir.
Oopsie. I think it's broken.
You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick.
I love you.
I think you meant thank you.
My name is Pop. I was named after Pop. He's old.
Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Is that star an accessory or his cough shaped into it? I can't tell. I don't know. Hi, Pop. I'm Keelie. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? No! And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you.
Aww.
Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unnecessarily cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head map constructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom.
I'm chilly. Someone close the window.
And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student, and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. If it isn't my favorite student, Harlan, Colonel Sanders interrupts the boy. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong.
And this over here must be Sweetie sweats a lot.
Maybe we should open that window back up before our faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely.
Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that.
You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all these really weird insults? I'm not no fox form today. So can somebody refund the points, please? I was going to disable that and I forgot to. Sorry.
Besides, when Keelie sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at that shimmer.
You take a moment to clean yourself up. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot! Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Sorry, I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in the school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students, that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across the town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referring to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. It certainly is. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal! Sprinkles walks into the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Chicken snack? You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. Well, I think there might be some competition for new start students. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain.
Hey, Keelie, there's still a seat here.
It seems that no one has claimed the seat next to me. If you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? Well, I'm gonna do the nice thing and still sit by my best friend. You move to take your seat by Miriam.
I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class.
Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by?
Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. I never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say. But now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you settle into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz.
Yay, a pop quiz about me.
This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important it is to wash your hands before cooking? I would say extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to a slam dunk. I will say feather. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork? Or how about a spork? That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel? Anything, as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at a culinary school. He is the best boy. That's right. Your total score is perfect score. 5 out of 5. Wow, be honest. Did you cheat? You looked up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, Keelie. You just scored some major Colonel points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that the school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters.
Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good.
Everyone, can I have your attention?
Is it about lunch?
No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh.
Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said,
Shh. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch.
Aha! That must be the smell I smelled.
Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this... Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled higher, huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept! Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating! For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculations, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'd say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of those ingredients is, poison. God. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach.
Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender.
You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, if you don't want any. Hold poison. I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one piece of the fried chicken out of his bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transport you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. How about, I don't know, do we focus our mind and meditate on this moment? Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim towards the light. I'd say we savor the moment. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that you can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It is an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I got some of my own that I'm willing to trade. Thank you, Bun Bun. Good time to hydrate. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun?
Aww.
You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers, just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use... Oops. Wow. You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in the huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about my story. I think my story will continue on after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. White rectangle is my favorite space. I dare say, the biggest. I'll leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Let's be modest but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Keelie. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lessons will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need.
Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it?
You're not going to blow it or anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is? Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner?
Aww.
Sure, Keelie. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, boop, boop. Oh my. Two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Wow, Redacted, you're pretty great. I don't know. I have a feeling the robot's going to be a little bit more hygienic than Pop. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clink today. It's okay. I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this blunt juncture. Clink is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clink might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two, for today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. I have a feeling that using octopus would blow Colonel Sanders. I have a feeling these are not the options we want. I would say your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does somebody have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call me for me? No, geez, Van Van. Well, I'm over here crushing Keelie's dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of our classroom. What was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns arms full of potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friend. Just a little bit. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van Van. Are we working on a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Keelie was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was gonna say, Colonel, but maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no problems whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worth admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we just cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes sense. But one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, and our time to be. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with a prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Keelie as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither you has the natural talent, or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of the mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Keelie. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better of you. If you throw one more spoonful, you better both be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I have potatoes face? Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. Braised tentacle of octopus and my silky sweat. Hold on, drink time. Braised tentacle of octopus with my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No! Don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it's gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then it's almost immediately back to his obvious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poison of all kinds. Yummy poison flavor, yep. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on! You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him that you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Keelie? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I have been working toward that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights. Like, so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes of floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up! I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that! I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The spork monster is here to fight a hero. Well. I think I left the fridge door open. Blair, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster. See? Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? We'll cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Master goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. You decide to go on the attack. It worked last time, right? Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork Monster won't forget this. Spork Monster is feeling really threatened by your attack. Spork Monster focuses their mash mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Will defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You hold your head between your hands and mutter, "This is not happening! This is not happening!" Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses utensil. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You're attack. You decide to go on the attack. Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch! Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. He has saved me. And yes. Yes, collateral? An injured Spork Monster. Steven Yes, this is probably why. Forget Mercy, finish him. No student will ever walk the quad in fear again. The monster messed with the wrong chef. You ready your final attack? You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction! Student debt loan debt destruction does 10 damage. Spork monster is completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Keelie. You defeat a monster left behind a special item. It appears to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Oh hey, mine does emotional damage instead. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dreams, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. This is also how I dream. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the Spork monster, she launches into a story of her own.
Okay, I know this sounds a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank.
Like him or like?
I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking about class. He's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. And it was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with the Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess?
Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have no idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up.
A secret ingredient?
Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing.
So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering.
This can't be good.
He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own.
Please, Miriam, don't tell me.
So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home.
the meaning of spices here.
Whatever. Anyway, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet you would love to know more about new spices.
Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. Besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Cough.
Please, please, please! You would mean the world to me! No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders!
What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? No, we're not gonna betray Colonel Sanders' trust, so we're gonna make up a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of New. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do?
Eye of New? Wow!
Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity, and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she's definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossoms petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Well, I guess maybe we should run to him. You decide the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up on the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel! However, your sudden movement surprised the horse. It rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ooh, Keelie, I'm here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know. It's serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is to repeat my name 3 times. And that name is... But before you can continue, you suddenly awake.
Ah, jeez.
You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices, or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes. Maybe he shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. But one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. Summoning a demon bad. You try to get a peek over at Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this.
Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey?
Tell them to stop acting immature. You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Hold on. He is quite dreamy. Alright, we need big sippies here. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? And I'm sure you know a good meal if I ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they're hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. The book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth.
We're playing.
Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Clank must be running late. He's in a hurry. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts! You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Who do you think you are talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. The robot went womp womp!
He went womp womp!
No, your mother was a stand mixer. Uh-oh. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders! These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Well, I mean, I'm from California. That tends to be like it's kind of the stereotypical accent, but it is there. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Yeah, we had plenty of years of practice. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy! Down! Off hoppin'! That command, shouted by Colonel Sanders, has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. You truly do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Keelie, naturally this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A shimmering pepper? A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way. So naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body was not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend! Ooh! This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message! You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. To fulfill the prophecy, you must... You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. You always knew that a chicken signed the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, poor Linty can't handle spice. Just even a tiny little speck of spice and you're gone. Aw, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention.
We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday? Come on, it's time for lunch.
Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via time competition cook-off. The level of theatrics that these two is off the charts. I'd say we step up and tell them, you're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool! Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Keelie. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer! Just then, a huge light blasting in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready." That's what I'm talking about! Oh! I stand corrected. The hard ways build solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? It always 100 up. That's wrong. What were you thinking, Keelie? Get your hair. Oh, I'm going to need to season the chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? 11. That's right. You might not know all of the directions yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your cup. I need a drink. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Trust? That's wrong. I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. I've never wronged the time for some dog jokes. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. Where does it come from? That's right, this is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Aroo! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound that is... I don't know, bubbling? That's wrong. Don't make me get this right off. Is this the end? Yep. Game over. Try again. Alright, we gotta try. We're a little under pressure here. Alright. Alright, so tell everyone. That's right. But how would you have gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're gonna need to see blah blah blah. Okay, 11. That's right. Might not know. Vigilance. That's wrong. Oh. Next question. Small town, that's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Sizzling? That's wrong. Notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Keelie. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy does it take to fill a every dinner? What? I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. What does that have to do with this crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? You're totally struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley. You posted the peek emote? I said hi to you. Oh. I thought you were like, I never said hi to you, but I did. Oopsie. Whoopsie, oopsie. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Mira? It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Eh? Yikes! Hi, Mira. How are you? I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Keelie does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Keelie, no! But you're not fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. That's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account Keelie's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was gonna ask Keelie to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer into delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, yeah. As he places a sauce-covered finger to his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel, or put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. I think we're gonna internalize the rage. Your rage burns intensely within your eyes as they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. Not on site. Fuck you, Ashley. That's not internalizing. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. That's very much an external response. Have you ever been so angry that your eyebrows caught fire? You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school? Incredibly handsome? Successful and motivated? Well, handsome for sure. I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. Clearly, he just wants to spread legs. I need a moment. Okay. Anyway, I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight, and I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rival. He survived, for a while anyhow. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had. Yeah, he probably did. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. Did you honestly think a stash that firewood had never drawn blood? Yeah, that's true. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as the moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the spork monster! Gorko the spork monster is here to fight a hero. Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge them. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins. So no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He is already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think we have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Keelie is saying is, can't we just be friends? That's too short for making enemies. I suppose. We really don't need to fight. It's just that I got these pointy teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this! You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious! You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature who stands here today. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua, but I was still a student at this school, until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely! Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find that such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be here. The lore of 11 herbs and spices go deep. Sounds like there's some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Keelie, together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? Can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. I like the baby picture. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by these things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made a decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with. Trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him? Keep it secret just for you. Let's reveal it. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' luxe hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. An adorable little baby crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded, am I right? The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Maybe this is where he discovers one of his secret herbs and spices. One of the framed picked photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders, standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them? You look closely and see there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking of heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost is swept out with a breeze. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69? Nice. No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's redacted. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color. It's actually made of spun silver. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting in the corner of the table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real! Taxidermy? It must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note is clipped to the chicken's foot, reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." You take a closer look at the large urn sitting on the nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, and when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Anything else shiny before I click on the door? Doesn't look like it. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, his jacket. You forgot to take it off. You fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leading Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Keelie? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late in the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence. He came out of the womb holding a fried chicken. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Redacted. In some jurisdictions, redacted isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Is that the MSG? One second. Sippies? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisines and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University Cooking School, Academy of Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, and I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I'd get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? No, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. Yeah, what is the typical first date with automatons? When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you out and what right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Hehe. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Keelie, suggesting I should pick on a defenseless horse. Yeah. That's what I've been saying about him. He's totally a JoJo character. Now you're just twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Keelie, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in a fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Keelie. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk to class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Keelie. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you'd recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of a grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if they weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergencies, it says around the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way too drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Zippy? You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. We're not going to cast the forbidden spell. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you to never come back here. Terrence, I will destroy you, Terrence. Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied with his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. Terrence, get out of here. But it's a squirrel. It's not a bat. It's not Cuppy's bat. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Keelie, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room.
I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger?
Miriam and Clank appeared to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises.
But no! You had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan, J&J, forever. Watch us form a triangle in mid-air as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape you know. I know another character that's obsessed with triangles. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad. I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of his hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure. So you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustrations is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us, and whoever else want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest in you. How? Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears away from her cheeks. I should really review my menu today. I'm gonna make a very special soup, and I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it. The location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Keelie's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making the dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Keelie, what are you doing over here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who was hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably stop burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted.
I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big to going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Blaster! Van Van flexes his pectorials as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. That is a mouthful. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? So much so that I need a sippy. It's the singularity, as we were foretold. He mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him back out of the back of the door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's most certainly evil magic? No. He just turned off the singularity. No, we're gonna do this the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Keelie. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Keelie, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short, cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Well, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. Aha! It's the secret ingredient! However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster! Steve, wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. Even Gorko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I thought I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the Grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it. Sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during a scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Now we're just gonna give up and drop out of culinary school. We summon extra power from deep within ourselves. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing your entire lives for... Yes, Keelie, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. Thank you, Autumn Valley. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful, because while you were powering up your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Keelie. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the tests? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a pie. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, clank. From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hehehe, I'm flying. It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom's hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. I mean, he's not wrong. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. Hi, Manya! Can we get a shout out to Manya, please? You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCS AL history, but it's not exactly good material.
I expected it to be bigger.
God.
I don't wanna be
Dapat
mean.
keep your expectation low, bro. It's not always big. What?
Okay, Kirin sir, I'm so sorry, alright? I thought, because like Kirins usually in like the games that I play, they would be horses, but like, they're like, oh my god, I'm sorry! Oh. Okay, I'm sorry.
The disappointed hype.
Malit pala.
Lit pala.
Wait a second. Pranks? Clink. Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear his signature whir, beep, or some other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. my god, must have unplugged. I guess we'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. It's been 3 days. I mean, I guess that's kind of long. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto Maki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, Chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine. I will enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Keelie, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up now. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look good? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close enough on account of all the spikes. He begins to pout at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It's keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount the simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight and a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it was quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food. At a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Keelie? I told you, it's a display piece. Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't even realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to a college of eating, school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either! If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing the eye and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing? And completely blow me away in my 49 dog years of life? I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete, everyone has graduated. The students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Yeah, he does look like a JoJo character. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but but also a world-renowned turntablist who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone refer to me as my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat a crown? Welcome back, Pot. I know you weren't able to compete in the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated... we have to do robot. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing? I am Clank, and am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the way of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken, and man, by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Keelie? I couldn't help but wonder, was our final exam team up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs, or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-si-do? Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tip of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks turned in flour, soaked in buttermilk and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight, they reach for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in both business and in life? You gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying me and you? Together? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then, my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. The end. So there you have it. It's Jeffy break. And there we go. See, what time is it? Alright. Oh, it's 10. Okay. We're gonna, that was something. It was definitely something. I played it once before, but I completely forgot what it was like. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get back to Amnesia, because we're dating pretty boys tonight. Put it on the list. Yes, we're putting it on the list. So yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and yeah, we're going to get to Amnesia. That is the plan. So, be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Go back into. Alright, we are going to play Amnesia. Like I promised before. We were on Ike's route. I don't remember how far we were. Thank you, Autumn Valley. Hopefully I don't have to recapture the sound, but I have a feeling I might have to. Because it wants to be a pain in the ass like that. Anyways, let's load up the game. But it looks like I have to recapture the game. Because, you know, of course I do. Just a little bit. Sometimes things don't want to, like, instantly work when you want them to. I preloaded everything and it just like decides, nah. We're not doing it that way. Oh wow, we're not going to capture the game at all. I think it worked before. Oh, this is a problem. Hmm. Okay, I might have to restart